Good morning everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. It is Saturday the 13th of May 2023. We are getting down to the last couple of weeks or so of the season, but what an ending to the season it's going to be for the channel. No more dead rubbers, some massive games, and this is certainly one of the biggest of the lot. It is Sunderland versus Luton Town in the first leg of the Championship playoff semi-final. It is going to be a great atmosphere inside the Stadium of Light tonight. This game sold out within an hour of it going on general sales, so really fortunate to have a ticket in the first place, but all the same, I'm really excited. Let's get into this. Let's get that bus up to Sunderland. So I'm in Sunderland and going into this playoff semi-final this evening. Sunderland finished 6th in the Championship table, managed to get in on the final day of the season following a 3-0 win against Preston, and results elsewhere also going their way, but I don't think they're lucky to be in the playoffs or anything like that, because at the end of the day they've got a sufficient number of points to be in them over 46 games, not just one. So and I think you've got to give Sunderland a hell of a lot of credit for it, because they've only just come into the Championship from League One this season, so it's a hell of a recovery from them as a club in such a short space of time. But standing in the way of another Wembley appearance is of course Luton Town, who finished in 3rd place, which is an absolutely phenomenal achievement really. And if you'd have told someone that 10 years ago that they'd be finishing 3rd in the Championship in the 2022-23 season, you probably would have been laughed at, considering they didn't even make the playoffs in what was the conference at the time that year. I mean, in fact, they actually lost 5-1 to Gateshead that season, so a pretty unbelievable rise by them, but it just shows exactly what can be done, and I'm a huge admirer of them as a club. I mean, in terms of this tie, I actually do think Sunderland are going to scrape it. I think they will. I think they'll get a win tonight. Then they'll just do whatever is sort of necessary on Tuesday, whether that be getting a draw or even if they win this game by a 2-goal margin and lose by 1 in the second leg. I just fancy Sunderland to just about scrape through, but it remains to be seen in terms of the overall playoffs. As I alluded to when I went to Middlesbrough against Hull a few weeks ago, I said I fancied Borough then, and I'm sticking to that. I mean, if there's Sunderland fans watching this, I mean, that's maybe not what they like to hear, but that's just honestly what I think. But I could be proven wrong, I could be proven laughably wrong. It's the playoffs, nothing's off limits, nothing's guaranteed. And this is going to be a very, very interesting campaign, and this should be a good match to get it all underway. Let's head to the Stadium of Light and find out how it all unfolds. Here we are then, massive game in prospect tonight. So the team's warming up, Sunderland getting ready in the partisans over there. They're of course going to be in the traditional red and white. Luton get ready down here. Of course their usual colours will be orange, so I imagine they're going to be in a change strip. Anyway, we'll find out when the players are coming out of the tunnel. Really good atmosphere in here, building already. Denanga.
The referee this afternoon is Tim Robinson.
Listen to this place now. Half-time, Sunderland 1, Luton Town 1. It is wall-to-wall noise in here. The atmosphere is just absolutely unbelievable. Probably the best atmosphere I've heard at a football match in years, to be honest with you. Anyway, in terms of the game, I actually thought Sunderland started the game quite well. Had Luton on the ropes for the first 10 minutes, but they just didn't really deal with the corner, and as a result Luton scored from it, and say from there Luton had a pretty prolonged spell where they were the better team, and they were getting forward, they were causing the Sunderland defence a lot of problems, and they always looked as though they had goals in them, but that free kick from Diallo just absolutely unbelievable. And it's just changed this game completely. Like, the momentum feels as though it's changed. The atmosphere's well and truly up again. So this is going to be a really interesting second half. I think in two-legged ties, I think the bare minimum you need to do by the end of the first leg is still be in the tie. And I think this tie is not going to be decided tonight by any stretch of the imagination. The first half made that apparent. There's going to be more twists and turns in the second half. There's going to be twists and turns at Kenilworth Road. So this is finally in the balance. Well, he's getting the ball in order, but he lived in the moment.
There will be a minimum of 6 minutes added time. 6 minutes added time.
I don't know where 6 minutes has come from, but there you go. Sunderland.
Sunderland supporters, thank you for your incredible support today.
Come on! Full-time Sunderland 2, Luton Town 1. It is advantage Sunderland, but it would be extremely naive to think that this tie is over and done with, because it is still extremely tight. Luton are by no means out of this yet, and it's going to be a hell of an atmosphere, I'm sure, on Tuesday night down at Kenilworth Road. Luton fans will really get behind them, and it's going to be a tough second leg for Sunderland, but literally all they have to do now is just not lose on Tuesday night, and that's it. They're at Wembley. But I think in terms of how tonight's game went, I thought, yeah, it has to be said, Sunderland probably deserved it in terms of how the game went over the balance of play and what have you. The Luton's attacks in the second half were very few and far between. I mean, it was a game of very limited chances, I'd say, but all the same, yeah, as I said, I think Sunderland did deserve to win the game on the night, and it's been a bit of a different kind of video this to what I'd normally do, where obviously I'd probably show more of the game than the fans, but tonight's probably been the other way around. But I'm actually, from what I watched back, really happy with the outcome of that, and I think sometimes sometimes the occasion won't show more of the game, sometimes it won't show more of the fans, and I think tonight was more for the fans, and I think they sort of made the night, because that is honestly one of the best atmospheres I've seen at a football match in years. Just everyone was just so up for that. I think there's a real bounce about Sunderland as a city and what have you, on the back of getting into the playoffs on Monday, and they've carried that over into today, and yeah, they are now 90 minutes away from Wembley. All they need to do, as I said, is just not lose on Tuesday night, and it's all theirs. But it's going to be interesting to see where the playoffs go from here. Obviously, tomorrow Coventry take on Middlesbrough down at, is it still called the Ricoh Arena? I really don't know these days. But that should be an interesting tie, and I'm actually at the second leg of that one at the Riverside on Wednesday night. So in terms of atmospheres and that, Sunderland have set down the gauntlet, can Borough match them, but that is that for this video, and I'll be back of course on Wednesday night with that Middlesbrough versus Coventry City second leg. So it's going to be another great occasion, I'm sure, another great atmosphere, and obviously that game is the all-important one in terms of two-legged ties. But until then, take care, cheers for watching, and I'll see you later.